All right, welcome to a very special podcast. This is the podcast where we, meaning myself, Patrick M. Dunn, and Kat Halstead, watch your favorite TV shows, specials, movies, music videos, and pretty much anything else we can get our mitts on. And I believe it's Halloween-ish season.
It should be about now.
Yeah, I kind of realized I really don't care anymore, to be honest with you. Like, we can do a fucking Halloween episode in, like, July if we want. So,
yeah.
We're doing a Halloween episode. It may or may not be October. Just go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And, so we're doing a Halloween special this week, but before we get to that, because we always kind of just, like, brush over it, and then we, like, come back to it, like, 20 minutes later, we have all kinds of things that you should check out. You're going to have to help me out here. So we have a website.
Yes, we do. A very special podcast.tumblr.com.
So it's not a real website, it's a Tumblr. As I probably said like 20 times, will eventually be a website, but for now we're just a mere old Tumblr. It works though.
Yeah, it's got everything. It links you to everything you could possibly want to be linked to, I think. Let's check that.
Yeah, we're on iTunes. I think you just search for a very special podcast. And are we on like Zune or something? I don't even know.
We are on, I think, almost every possible like podcast app. You should be, if you have an app and you can't find us on your app, but you have found us some other way, tell us so that we can find a way to get onto your app.
And how can you tell us? You can go to our Twitter,
which is @VeryPodcast.
And it is manned by the two of us, not by robots.
No, it is not manned by robots.
It's robots.
Robots.
All right. Inside joke that goes back a few episodes.
Yes, so.
And we have a YouTube. I don't know how to find it, but you just write a very special podcast on YouTube, right?
Yeah, just search a very special podcast. All the episodes are cross-posted eventually. Usually within 24 hours, but not always.
Yeah, we're usually like a week or so behind the iTunes schedule. And I messed something up this week on the Small Wonder podcast. I believe I forgot to include the URL to the MP3 file.
Yeah.
So I apologize if you noticed that, and we're not any one of us. So I think that's the house. I think that's the house clean. Unless you want to like pimp your websites again, cathalstead.com. You can buy our books and shit there.
And of course, there's Patrick M. Dunn, which is your website. What can people do on your website?
I just have pictures for there right now, just like photos I've taken through my travels. So I don't know. Eventually, I might.
I'll be honest, I haven't checked your website in a while.
So it's patrickandunn.com, C-O-M, commercial. Mm-hmm. It's just pictures that I've taken. If you check it out. I don't know. If you want to buy one, maybe, I guess, I'll sell it to you. Or you can just copy, save, and I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out. I had, like, all these big dreams at one point in time. Like, I was going to, like, have little, like, anecdotes and stuff. And I just never get around to it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Someday. Maybe, like, before I'm dead.
And what are you drinking tonight?
Oh, well, because I have to do a little bit of actual work tonight. So, I was like, well, I should make a really strong drink. In case, I don't think I preface this. This is the podcast where we black out and talk about your favorite TV shows and your not so favorite TV shows. So I have to do a little bit of work after this. So I was like, I'm only going to have one drink. And instead of just like making like I made the stiffest drink I possibly could ever make. So it's Crown Royal maple flavor whiskey with Diet Coke. And
okay.
It tastes like I'm like drinking a pancake.
Wow. So you're drinking the hard liquor.
Yeah.
And I'm drinking a Harvest Shandy.
Is it Leinenkugels?
Yes, it is.
I could tell by the little like red rimmer on the top.
Yeah.
And oh, I was gonna ask you, but I don't remember how we did this for future episodes. How do we
Okay.
do the live hangouts? So they go onto YouTube as the unedited edition of the podcast.
Um. Oh, there should be on your screen somewhere a go live button.
You know what? I think the account I signed. I might have to make a new account because the account I signed under was like blacklisted from doing live videos on YouTube or something like that. So
Still for a year.
I don't know. I'll have to look at it. Maybe I'm just not seeing a go live button. So I don't know. We'll figure it out for next time. So like our no fans can watch us live.
Yeah,
But
watch us live. Watch us just get drunk and
yeah, but it'll be on YouTube forever. So you can just kind of go on there and we can. I
yeah.
don't know. Like I mean, I definitely like will clean up. I'll make my bed next time. I'll put my head over here so you can't tell. I just got home from the office, so I kind of like didn't have time to do much. But so tonight we watched a 1977-ish Halloween special.
Yes.
If you cannot read and you haven't read the title, it's actually what is the exact title? I don't even know, to be honest with you.
The exact title is Grinch Night is Halloween,
Grinch.
but it also goes by Grinch Night.
According to Wikipedia, it's Halloween is Grinch Night, and then on the video cassette, it was called "The Grinch That Stole Halloween."
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know this till just right now because this was in my notes, but it's a prequel to How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
It is a prequel, but people think it might actually be a sequel because of how things end with Max the dog.
Oh yeah, that just freaking dawned on me. Okay, so the Grinch mythology. In the Grinch mythology, it's this Halloween Grinch, and then How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And then is there
Apparently
another
there's a third one, but I don't know what the third one was. I couldn't find what the third one was. I just don't know how I didn't notice what it was.
Is it a book or is it?
I think there's a third special.
Huh.
Because there's two specials where the Grinch becomes good at the end, which is obviously How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and whatever the other one is, because he doesn't become good at the end of this one. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Well, I mean, there's the Grinch movie with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they were talking about.
Okay, and it pretty much is just the Grinch Stole Christmas, right?
Yeah.
It's just like a longer ass version of it with like a little bit of a
little bit of more of a backstory.
So there's a Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is How the Grinch Stole Christmas the musical. I doubt that's probably what I'm thinking of.
No.
All right, so I'm on Dr. Seuss's Wikipedia page. So I'm looking for like his bibliography of works or whatever. What is it called? Publication.
Yeah, all his publications, bibliography.
All right. Bibliography. Okay, I was right. Why was I not right? All right. There's The Grinch's The Cat in the Hat. It came out in 1982 and was produced by Marvel.
What?
It's an animated musical television film and crossover starring the Grinch and the Cat in the Hat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've never seen this.
I've never seen it either. Wow. Okay.
It came out on DVD in 2011 as part of the Dr. Seuss's Holidays on the Loose DVD set.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't know, we might try to find it. And it was always available on VHS. Well, actually, since the year 2000, Paramount released it.
Okay.
But the DVD release cuts a lot out. I don't know why. Oh, because I don't know. It doesn't say why.
You thought you had it, and then you didn't.
No. Yeah, so it was produced by Marvel and DFE Cartoons, whatever that stands for. Oh, so Alan Sherman, who originally did The Cat in the Hat, and Boris Karloff, who did the original voice of the Grinch, since they were both dead at this point in
Mhm.
time, they had new voiceover actors.
Well, in Grinch Night, there's a different guy doing the voice of the Grinch too. So,
Yeah, well, because Boris Karloff is dead.
oh gosh, let me ask Google.
1969.
Yeah,
That's when he died. He was Frankenstein, or he was Frankenstein's monster? Who was he?
he was Dr. Frankenstein.
He was not the monster, but
No, wait, was he Dr. Frankenstein?
no,
Was
he
he
was the monster. You are
Count
wrong.
Dracula?
You are wrong. Bela Lugosi is Dracula.
Mm.
Bela. Have you seen the
Okay.
movie Ed Wood?
No, I have not.
You'll have to check it out. It's loosely based on Ed Wood. I always said, who's the guy that made Plan 9 from Outer
You're like-
Space? But
It's loosely based. Oh, Edward.
but Bela Lugosi is part of the movie because I guess they were friends, and yeah. All right, so
Right.
shall we go through the Grinch's Halloween Night, or whatever the hell it's
Yeah.
called? All right.
Whatever it is, because okay, this is probably one of the weirdest things I think either of us have ever watched. I could be wrong, but I watched this twice and I still had no clue what the hell was going on until I read the Wikipedia synopsis. And I was like, oh, okay. I think I understand.
And do you know what's even weird is that it's narrated?
Uh-huh.
So you would think that like you would understand it more, but you don't.
It's just one of those things where you stare and you're like, I don't understand what's happening.
No.
Nothing connects in your brain, your eye, like just nothing connects. So I had to it's not like it's based on a book. It's not based on a book. It's just the special.
This is an
So
original
it's an original, yeah.
TV original, but Dr.
Yep.
Seuss has.
Yes,
Did he
by
write
Dr.
it?
Seuss.
Oh, he wrote it. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
All right. And have you ever seen this before?
No, I have not.
I'd only seen this once. I was in like kindergarten. It was like around Halloween time, and we watched it in like kindergarten class. And I remember just being frightened. Like I had watched like horror movies. Like I've seen Friday the 13th when I was a child. I've seen Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween the movie. None of that bothered me as much as this cartoon did when I was in like kindergarten, like 1985 or 1986 ish or 7. I don't know what year it was. But I just remember we were watching it and just, I don't know, there was so much crazy shit going on because, like, the wind scared me. So there was like a storm.
Yeah.
And I just remember, like,
The
we had.
sour sweet wind.
Yeah, so what is sour sweet wind? Is it like sweet and sour sauce smelling?
I don't know. I mean, depending on where you live, your wind can smell because it's going to pick up different scents, like from around. Like if you live near hot springs, your wind's going to be filled with a sulfur smell kind of thing, you know?
And if you live near a chicken McNugget factory, your wind's gonna smell sour sweet. So maybe Whoville.
Maybe that's it.
Is it Whoville?
Yes, it's Whoville.
All right, so maybe Whoville is near a place where they make sweet and sour sauce or chicken McNuggets or McDonald Land, like where all the McDonald characters live, because it kind of has that vibe.
Yeah, it does kind of have that vibe.
McDonald's Playland vibe. So like it starts off and all the Who's are like outside. They're like, I don't know, playing, doing work, painting houses.
Yeah, it's like probably a nice fall afternoon, a good day to be outside and get last minute chores done before winter comes. And the wind starts to pick up with the sour sweet wind. And it just sets off this chain of events that freaks everybody out. Like animals start crying and everybody starts hiding and they all like run into their houses. One woman almost leaves her kid outside or the kid's toy or something.
Oh yeah, and the kid started crying.
Yeah.
And then so she came back out. So it's weird that they kind of like knew this was coming, but they don't have like a calendar, so like they don't prep for it like a week in advance or something. It's
Yeah,
like,
I guess they don't know when the wind is gonna blow though. They just know that when the wind starts blowing, get inside.
you have like 20 seconds to get in the house.
Yeah, you got like 20 minutes, not even, Like, as soon as it starts blowing, you got to get in that house, batten down the hatches, and you're not going outside until the radio or TV or whatever it was alerts you that you can go out.
There's like a gigantic mushroom that has like, it's like a periscope.
Yeah.
So there's a gigantic mushroom and like a periscope end pops out of it. So there's this one guy that like mans it. He can see everything like in the Whoville and like surrounding area. And he just like talks into this like PA system, and everyone in the house is like tuned in, and they get kind of like a play-by-play of what's going on.
Yeah, it's kind of like a 24-hour news cycle.
It's like CNN Whoville edition.
It's like when something happens and all your cable news channels are all covering the same thing, and you're just like glued to the TV because you're so fascinated by whatever's happening that you can't turn away and you're too afraid to go outside, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like your Twitter timeline. Hashtag Grinch, hashtag sour wind or something. I don't know. That's how we would follow it.
Sour wind blows.
That's how you would follow it now. Like in Whoville, it'd be like hashtag sour wind.
And you would just have the Twitter feed just going. Everybody's like, oh no. And then everybody has crazy conspiracy theories about what's going on.
And then there would be like the mother would be like, oh shit, I left like my child's doll outside. Like, and then like someone down the Who road will be like, oh, I'll get it, don't worry. And then but you're not supposed to go outside, I guess?
You're not supposed to go outside. Because I guess if you go outside, the Grinch is going to release whatever is in his paraphernelia wagon.
All right, paraphernelia wagon.
Yeah.
Key word.
Yes.
So
the major keyword in all of this, I think, is paraphernalia. AKA
like LSD, mushrooms, maybe ecstasy or Molly, I don't know. Some like crazy Dr. Seussian kind of drug.
Like, no dancing pink elephants here. It is way more intense than that.
Oh yeah, like, so you totally know that like maybe like someone in college in 1977 had watched this. And
oh my god.
Oh fuck, this is like when I was like 16 and was tripping on acid.
Oh, totally. I could totally see this as the kind of thing where if you had a TV in your dorm room in college after you like rigged it with like an antenna and tinfoil or something, and you stumbled upon this, you'd be like, whoa, guys, I think the shrooms are starting to kick in. And then your friends would be like, dude, we haven't done the shrooms yet.
Like, remember, like, they were saying, like, if you took The Wizard of Oz and you queued it up with, like, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon or something like that, it would, like, tell a story. We should have tried that with this.
Oh, my God.
I still might. Like, we'll just take, like, Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon and, like, line it up with the beginning of this and just see if it, like, if it makes sense.
There's something.
Yeah.
Maybe then it'll make sense.
Yeah, like the writers of Dr. Seuss. Oh, Dr. Seuss was like a closet LSD head, and just.
I mean, I tried to find. Honest to God, I looked up to see if he was like known for doing drugs or anything, but I couldn't find anything that like flat out said yes. But there's a lot of like suspicion that he definitely did some drugs.
We'll have to do like a post-mortem podcast and do like a full investigation into Dr. Seuss. Well, maybe we'll just do like a Dr. Seuss special like one day and just talk about Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Or we'll just do it as like a blog post. Or we'll just never talk about it again.
You never know. We never know. We don't know what's going to happen.
But I don't know. So we'll do like homework on Dr. Seuss and we'll have like a special edition Dr. Seuss. Was he or was he not? Was he Woo, I believe is the name of the creature. So I don't know. It ties into. I have no idea.
Of the Wuzzy Wazoo?
Yeah. Is that. What was the name of that little like pink creature? Wuzzy Wazoo?
Wuzzy Woozoo.
Alright. So after all the Whovillians barricade themselves in their like weirdly shaped homes. We cut
which do not have bathrooms.
They don't? How do you know?
They do not have bathrooms in the house. They have outhouses.
Oh, and they call it euphemism.
Euphemism.
All right, it's because they can't say outhouse on a children's television show about a murderous
Apparently
green
not
creature.
1977. Like, what? Like, what? Really?
So they didn't have modern day plumbing, but they had like a PA system that could like broadcast through the whole neighborhood.
That the Grinch is coming down with the paraphernalia wagon.
Yeah. I don't know. Suspect. I suspect something here. Like
Super
the
sketch.
everyone in town is just so loaded on drugs that no one just figured out plumbing.
Yeah.
So they're just
I guess
shitting.
so.
They're just shitting in like a hole in their backyard.
Pretty much, I guess.
I don't know. They didn't. I don't know. The concept of outhouses to me are strange.
Yeah, I didn't know they like. I don't think they still exist in the U.S. really, unless like you're camping.
Or if you live in like the Ozarks, maybe. I don't know. Some of those like hill people.
I don't know.
I don't know. Some of those like hill people that are all
Maybe.
related. Like we're like
Or if you're trying to live off the grid, maybe.
yeah. Or like
You-
we're like
you have
Peg
an
Bundy,
outhouse?
Wanker County, where like Peg Bundy's parents
Yeah.
live. So we cut to the top of the Dr. Seuss, the Grinch's mountain. So he lives on like this mountain that's like over the city.
Mount Crumpet.
Mount. Oh, it has a name.
Yes, it has a name, Mount Crumpet.
And it's always like there's always like lightning bolts above it, or like dark
Yeah.
clouds swirling
It's like
above.
the super sketchiest place in probably like the whole Whoville land.
Yeah, and he lives in a cave, like an Osama bin Laden like Al Qaeda cave by himself,
Yeah.
all with the dog, with his dog Max, who's like, is he an old dog or is he a puppy? I can't really figure it out.
I think it's kind of like an old, tired dog.
He like
You'd be tired too if you had to deal with the Grinch, don't you think?
yeah, Max hates the Grinch. Like we gather.
Yeah,
that,
but
like,
he still lives with him. This dog could have run away at any time.
oh yeah,
Was he really afraid the Grinch was going to come after him?
in his paraphernalia wagon. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, probably.
Yeah, but you know what? Max looks like he's been loaded up on so many drugs that he's not that fast.
Yeah.
But he's strong enough to pull a paraphernalia wagon, though.
And the Grinch.
So, and the Grinch and all his paraphernalia. His, like, 6 tons of mushrooms, magic mushrooms.
Or whatever's in that thing. My gosh.
So, the Grinch smells the sour wind. Oh, no, wait, hold on. It's not just the sour wind that alerts the Grinch to go out. There's, like, other things that have to happen.
Yeah, it's the chain of events. It's like the Kakin cracks are screeching, and I got so confused I couldn't keep up with it.
All right, so no, what happens is the Gree Grumps will start like they live in like trees. They're kind of like squirrelish creatures.
Mm-hmm.
They're like pink squirrels. So they all live by themselves individually in a hole in a tree. So they all pop up one by one. They start like snarling at each other, which causes the water to like bubble for some reason or get wavy.
Uh-huh.
And the wavy water alerts the hacking crackers. The hacking cracks. And they make like a like noise.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, the Grinch can hear it from like 4 miles up.
Well, obviously the Grinch has super strong hearing.
Does he? Well, I know he has,
I don't know.
I know he has like crazy eyebrows, but I didn't know about the super strong.
The eyebrows that like fly off his face and start dancing around
They're like bats
in the air.
They're probably not even eyebrows. They're probably like Whovillian bats that
Probably.
are powerful, and they just like live as eyebrows on this frumpy old green Oscar the Grouchish kind of man.
Cranky guy.
So all those chain of events has him go. It's Grinch Night, and he yells at Max and he's like, connect yourself to the paraphernalia wagon, and then they go down this like windy like mountain road.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense because it's a mountain road. Mountain roads are windy and they're not straight.
Yeah, you can attest to that because you lived in mountainous terrain.
Yes.
And there's no guardrails, and the road's very narrow, so you can like. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised this gust of wind didn't like blow the paraphernalia wagon off the side of the mountain.
It's not even like a road. It's more like a hiking trail. Like it's just this narrow trail.
Like a donkey trail?
Yeah, it's like a donkey trail.
And I don't know, he rolls down it. The dog is kind of like drag. I don't know why the dog has to drag it down. Well, I guess he's a steer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I figured they could have figured out like a steering system at this point in time. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, the Grinch is too lazy for that.
He's angry. Like, what does he do before all this though? Like all year round, like.
I don't know. He mixes up whatever's in the paraphernelia wagon. That's so scary.
But he just lives alone.
He's like Walter Whiting it in the cave.
He just lives alone. That's like maybe he just needs like a slew of companions. Like, because the dog can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
Only like to us, to the audience, he can talk.
Yeah.
But he just like needs. I don't know. Maybe he's like a companion, like another Grinch. Is there like a chick Grinch or?
I don't think so.
Or just like another Grinch-ish creature?
In the movie with Jim Carrey, there is a girl Grinch that the Grinch is in love with.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Played by Christine Baranski.
You're right. Okay, so, like, maybe at this point he hasn't met Christine Baranski Grinch yet?
Or he thinks she's going to reject him, so he's a cranky old dipshit.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Ron Howard will have to make a live-action version of this so we can kind of like get the full story.
I think this might be more of a Tim Burton kind of thing.
Like an early, like, we have to go back in time to like 1994 and have Tim Burton do it? I don't know if you can pull it off today. Who knows?
I don't watch very much Tim Burton.
Yeah, he's kind of a hack these days.
Never been my thing, so.
Yeah. So, back in Whoville, there's like a family, and all their names rhyme.
Because it's Doctor Who.
So, Eucharia?
Yes, Eucharia is our main little Who.
He's like a child.
Mm-hmm.
Then there is his sister or mother. I don't know. There's a Mariah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, is there another one?
There's a grandfather.
What's his name?
Father.
It rhymes though, right? Oh, Josiah.
Yeah. Josiah.
Okay. So they say their names like 3,000 times.
I just got lost. I just got so lost, especially when they start singing about, I wouldn't go out in this wind for $1.50 or $6.60 or 60 or whatever.
But Eucharia is kind of like, he's like, I guess he's probably like the scientist in all this because he's kind of like trying to figure out why they're all afraid of the Grinch.
Yeah.
I don't know. Apparently the Grinch has been like terrorizing them for years. Eucharia is like really young, so maybe this is his like first or second. Probably like, he was probably like a baby the first time the Grinch came around, but now he's like...
He's old enough to realize kind of what's going on and be like, why the hell are we doing this?
Yeah, he's like, there's one of the Grinches. There's one Grinch, and there's like, I don't know, like maybe like 100 us Who's. Why are we like...
Yeah.
Why don't we...
There's like a whole city of Who's. Why are we this scared of one green dude?
So, Eucharia's like, he's like, I have to pee really bad. I'm going to go outside for euphemism, or to take a leak, is what they say in Whoville.
Yeah.
So he's like, he goes outside. He actually does walk over to the outhouse, I believe. He starts to anyway.
Yeah.
And then this like insane gust of wind like swoops him away. And takes him like through the whole city of Whoville and like into the mountain, onto the mountain road.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, the Grinch, like right before this, the Grinch found that Whoville thing.
Yeah, he was chasing that, and the guy on the PA system's like, oh, that should be off limits, because that's the only one in our region, or something like that. Like, how dare he go after this endangered little species?
But the Whoville hides in like a brickleberry bush or something.
Yeah.
Like a thorn bush.
Yeah, some kind of thorn bush where there's all kinds of like things that get stuck to you.
And then like, I don't know, Max like runs over, like steers the paraphernalia wagon to like a rock in the road, and so like the wheel like breaks or something, and then like the Grinch goes like flying through the air because he's not seatbelted in, so always wear your seatbelts, especially if you're a Grinch.
Wear your seatbelt,
especially on the mountain road. He flies into that bush, and now he has all these like prickly things all over him, and like it probably hurts because the Grinch doesn't wear clothes, he's nude.
It's just like his fur or whatever.
Yeah, his like fur, skin, I don't know, whatever you call it. His like Grinch skin.
Yeah.
And he's like pulling it off, and then like I guess that's where Eucharia like rolls up to. He like rolls up to like, underneath the bush, and he sees like the Whoville.
Yeah.
And the Wuzzy Woos is kind of like hinting to be quiet to Eucharia, like shh. But like Eucharia is
Yeah,
like,
but Eucharia is just a curious little kid, and he wants to see what's going on.
he's like, why should I be quiet? And then he like
Like,
points
why?
up just as the Grinch is like pulling off the last like Brickleberry off his
Mm-hmm.
ass or something. I don't know.
Booty.
His booty. Is that what you said?
Yeah, his booty.
Oh, sidebar. Do you know what I was really sad about this cartoon? I was hoping they would show like a Grinch slide in it, but they never did.
A what?
A Grinch slide. Remember again how the Grinch Stole Christmas when he's like sliding around the houses and he like slides.
Oh
like
yeah.
a snake?
Oh yeah, like a snake or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always call it the Grinch slide. I don't know. I was like kind of like hoping we'd see a Grinch slide, but we didn't get an appearance by it. But I don't know. We'll have to revisit the Halloween one. I mean the Christmas one in a few
What's
months.
this one?
So
Okay.
what happens here? This is like where things get way too fuzzy wuzzy for me.
This is where like Eucharia is all like, "Hey Grinch, what's up? What's in the wagon?" And the Grinch is like, "Oh, you don't want to see what's in my wagon." And the kid's like, "I don't know." And so he's like, the kid's trying to stall the Grinch because he knows like the Grinch, if the wind stops, the Grinch can't go into Whoville because that makes sense, even though he can go in on Christmas Eve and steal everybody's Christmas. But whatever.
I think, as I said, the Grinch mythology is very well plotted out. So something happens in between Halloween Grinch and Christmas Grinch that changes his tune. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like this little bastard child. He got foiled by this bastard child.
Maybe he realized Cindy Lou Who wasn't as cute and adorable as he thought, and she was like, "You're mean. Go back to your mountain."
And is it ever explained like how much time is in between Grinch Halloween and Grinch Christmas? Like is it 3 months or is it like 30 years?
I don't know. I will say that according to one of the websites I was at, these Who's are the most human looking compared to the other renditions,
So they devolved?
I don't know.
Or evolved?
Maybe it's later.
It could be like generations. Like maybe the Grinch is an immortal creature. He's like a Dracula.
Maybe. That would kind of explain why everybody's so scared of him if he's immortal.
Like if he was a blood-sucking immortal creature that like
maybe he comes down with the paraphernelia wagon, and when he releases it sucks out everybody's soul.
Like even if they were just like,
I'd be afraid of him.
Even if they were like, the Grinch is like Freddy Krueger, and you'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. but no, he just comes down to town and gets you high.
He just comes down and he gets you high.
I don't know. Maybe the Who's don't like drugs. I don't know, or maybe they're just like already drugged up enough they don't want to OD.
Yeah.
Or they went to like Narcotics Anonymous and they've been sober for many years.
Maybe they're a crazy cult who doesn't do any kind of drug or drinking or
they're like Mormons.
Whatever. Or the crazy sects that have bigamy and whatnot.
Yeah, this whole thing's just like a metaphor from Mormonism. Who knows?
Something.
But, so
the kid, like, he's trying to stall the Grinch, and the Grinch is like gonna tosses him into the wagon. And the kid's in the wagon, and there's all kinds of crazy imagery and voices.
He basically went in and like inhaled or like ingested whatever drug the Grinch had in his paraphernalia wagon, and he was just ridiculously high.
Yeah,
like ridiculously high. That he started seeing like ghosts and like creatures and I don't know, monsters. Just basically like anything Dr. Seuss could have like dreamt up in like a 3-minute like song.
Yeah.
But Eucharia's like plan was like, all right, I have to like maintain my composure, remain cool, calm, and collective through all of this, and then like in this like 3-minute song, the wind will stop.
Yeah.
Which then the wind stops, and the Grinch is like, shit, I gotta go home. So he like leaves. So
like, okay, time to go home. Get out, kid.
So, but now if you think about it, like this sour wind only lasts like doesn't even last that long. Like it, even if the Grinch continued on his path and Eucharia didn't like interrupt, the Grinch would have been in town, or probably not even in town yet. Like just gotten to town and the wind would have stopped.
Yeah.
Like it was just one musical ditty number that the Eucharia held out for.
Yeah, he wasn't that long. I mean, maybe it's supposed to seem longer.
Maybe like like they say like when you're high, time goes slower. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
So I don't know. Maybe it was really like maybe like 3 hours in regular
time.
person time is like 6 months in high Whoville time. I don't know.
But just long enough to stop the Grinch. Because the adorable little kid always has to stop the Grinch.
And then he brings the dog back with him, right? The Grinch like takes off without the dog.
Yeah. Well, Max like refuses to go with him. Max is like, I am done dragging your damn wagons and sleighs. I am going with this kid where I can lay in a bed, maybe lay by a fire, get some food.
Listen to
not have to tote anything around.
Listen to Whovillian Twitter or whatever, the Whovillian CNN.
The Grinch Report.
Yeah, but like the next time the Grinch came down, Max would be like, "Ugh, you guys are like, he's nothing. He's just
like
he's a wuss."
Like if you guys just like stand up to him, he's not gonna do jack shit.
Yeah, like
why don't they just go wait at the bottom of the mountain for the Grinch to show up and be like, "What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We're all here to stop you. We're not gonna hide."
Yeah, they don't have like pitchforks or anything that they can like run him out of town. Like
seriously, be like, "Stay in your mountain, dude. We're not gonna bother you. You don't bother us. We can all live happily ever after. You don't have to come down with your paraphernelia wagon and try and get everybody high."
It's like on like Frankenstein. Like they all chase Frankenstein out of town with like torches and pitchforks and like cornered him in like a windmill that caught on fire eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So they could have done that to him, to the Grinch.
Yeah.
I don't know, because like if you saw like 100 or more Whovillians coming at you with like a pitchfork and torches, I'd be fucking frightened.
I'd be like, "Oh shit."
I'd be like, does this paraphernalia wagon have 4-wheel drive? Because I'm going back up that mountain.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, okay, you guys. Maybe next Tower Sweet Wind I'll give this another go.
I'm good. I think I'm gonna go to like the What'sville on the other side of the mountain instead.
Yeah, let's see what's going on in Y City.
Yeah. I'm sure the people down there are a little bit slower than you guys. Actually, I don't know the Who's. Maybe the Who's are like the lower of the species.
They could just be the creepy cult that nobody wants to deal with.
Yeah.
Where they're all oddly happy, but you don't understand why.
Because they sing all day and they do repetitive chores and I don't know, garden maybe.
Maybe.
Well, like maybe they have like their own kind of drug that they're like high on, and then they don't want to like mix it with the Grinch's drug because it causes weird things like ghosts and monster hallucinations.
Yeah, exactly. They just like to see the pretty colors in the flowers.
And then, but is that the Grinch's endgame though?
I think he just likes to cause chaos.
Like he doesn't want to like hurt or maim anybody. Like,
I mean, what is the Grinch's motivation?
Anger, jealousy.
Anger. Why is he angry? Because they made fun of him. Why did they make fun of him? Because he's a cranky green jackass.
And you know what? He looks different than everybody else. So, like, maybe the Whovillians are racists. They're like...
That could be it.
They drove him out of town. They were like, you don't look like us. Born in one of those houses down there. And he's just...
He probably was, yeah.
And he's just spent, like, the rest of his immortal life just trying to, like, get back in. And the only way he knows how is just... Like, you know how, like, when you're, like, a boy in 4th grade is mean to the girl that he likes?
Yeah.
So it's, like, that kind of thing. He's like, you know what? I'm going to be mean to these bastards.
Because he doesn't know how to be nice.
Yeah. And, I don't know. Eventually, like, around Christmas time, you know, Cindy Lou Who kind of grew his heart 3
Shows
times.
some kindness.
Yes.
Probably for the first time ever.
Like, Christine Baranski Grinch just was like, fuck you, Grinch.
Oh my.
So, Eucharia goes back to the town. He's like a hero. They, like, erect
They're
a
all like,
statue.
yeah, Eucharia!
They praise him. He's amazing, and
Eucharia is on his way to be one of the cult elders.
And then...
Because he stood up to the Grinch.
But there's kind of like a, like, oh, there's gonna be another Grinch Night someday.
Yeah.
But was that alluding to Christmas?
I don't know.
Or like another Halloween?
I think it just means that the sour sweet wind is gonna blow again.
I don't know. But, like, there's no sour sweet wind on Christmas. The Grinch just hates Christmas because Christine Baranski's a bitch.
I think it's because everybody's all nice to each other and nobody's nice to him.
But everyone's nice in Halloween, too, except for when the sour wind blows.
Yeah.
Huh, I don't know. So, I think we pretty much gone through, like, is there any other, like, burning questions or, like, weird thoughts or fun facts?
I would just say that if you live in a place where it is legal to smoke marijuana,
like Colorado, your old home state?
Colorado or Washington, I would probably not be against smoking a bowl and watching this. Well, what was scarier to you, this or Garfield with the ghost?
Well, all right, because there's 2 different levels of this. All right, so last year, you can check out the podcast, we did the Garfield Halloween special. That was just generally creepy because of, like, the old man. It had, like, an adult creepiness to it.
Yeah.
The Grinch's Halloween Night just had, like, a weird, I don't know what the hell's going on vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But it mostly frightened me as a child. Like, it didn't obviously frighten me as an adult. Like, I went to sleep fine last night. I didn't, like... Yeah. I didn't, like, lock all the doors.
I definitely get more terrified watching the Haunting Up than I did watching this.
I didn't, like, lock the windows and doors and, like, leave all the lights on. I just had, like, kind of, like, I don't even, like, understand what's going on. Like, I don't, like... Did I understand this as a child? Because, like, I remember very little of it. I just kind of remember some of the ghostly imagery.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't even understand, like, what's going on as an adult. Did it make sense to me as a child? Or was it just, like, pretty colors and, like, animations? This'll keep me...
I feel like it's got to be one of those things if you're a kid. It's just, like, kind of get distracted by the pictures. You don't know what's going on.
It's kind of like the Teletubbies or, like, Sesame Street bits. You just kind of, like, you're into it because it's
Blue's
just, like...
Clues or something. You just, like, park your kid in front of it. And maybe, if you're lucky, they get, like, distracted for 20 minutes.
It's stimulation of the brain. Like, you're experiencing colors and thoughts and sounds and, like, music.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, as an adult, I watched it and I was like, yeah, there is nothing here for me. Like, if I was a parent in 1977, I would have given my kids up for adoption if they watched this.
Like, I just... And it wasn't like it was something that became a classic where they played it every year.
Yeah, this is more probably, like... Actually, I thought I read it was popular at the time.
It was a little popular. It doesn't have, like, the long-standing popularity of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Charlie Brown Christmas. It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown kind of thing.
Yeah, like, it was semi-popular. Like, well, they probably were like, you know, How the Grinch Stole Christmas is, like, a classic. It's been around since, like, I don't know, the 60s? When was the,
Yeah, like 1966 or something like that.
It's been around for, like, 10, 11, 12 years at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, let's just fucking do a sequel. Why not? It's kind of like how they decide to make, like, 5 Shrek sequels.
Yeah.
It's just like, you know what? It's really popular. People still like it. It's 10, 11 years later. Let's just do another one. And they just plop out another one. But they kind of just, like, very quickly put it together. They were lucky enough to get Dr. Seuss to write it, but he was probably, like, an elderly man at this point. And he's like, fine. Like, He just threw this together. He just there's just like random words on the wall like that he just pulls off, and it's like the I Dream of Jeannie like storyline board, but it's just like wuzzle woozoo, hacking kraken, shaking bacon.
It's like this and this and this.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what it's like? It's like those magnetic poetry things for your fridge, where you just put them randomly together, and you get a poem.
Yep. So the Dr. Seuss just pulls all his like random magnetic clippings. He pieces them together, and he has like a script. And then he goes to like CBS or ABC or whatever, and he's like, "All right, here you go."
It was ABC.
He goes, "Here you go, ABC. Draw this shit." And they just like, I don't know. They mail it out to like South Korea, and the South Koreans like draw this animated film for them. And then he goes,
yeah.
And they come back and they go, "How do you like it?" And he's like. Meanwhile, he puts down his little like pot pipe, and he's like, "Yeah, it looks fine."
We're good to go.
Yeah, he's like, "Throw it on like Halloween night. We're good to go." Woo!
Yeah. There's no mention of Halloween in this whole thing.
Well, it's Grinch's night.
Yeah.
Well, it aired. Okay, it aired October 29th, 1977. Yeah. Which we're coming up to like the 40th anniversary. Should we hold this podcast till then?
Oh my gosh.
Nah.
2 more years?
We're releasing it according to schedule. I don't even care if it's like September when this comes out.
I don't even know what our schedule is.
I know. But I'm pretty sure we said all we probably could have said about the Grinch.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what else we could say.
Except that it was weird.
Very weird.
We'll definitely have to revisit Dr. Seuss in some other capacity.
Yes,
Maybe we'll start a Dr. Seuss podcast, a Seuss cast. Definitely a Seussical. But I guess we're in the Halloween season, so we have to kind of like decide where we want to advance next in the podcast and like ready our audience as best as we can, even though they find this mostly like months later.
Hey, you never know.
Oh yeah, and we should have probably. I always feel like we should do this at the top of the hour. I always forget. You can find this on YouTube.
Yes, we did that.
We have to get better at doing that.
Yeah, we mentioned YouTube.
No, but we have to get better at saying where you can find like the episode to watch.
Podcast?
No, where you can find like
the episode where you can just Google this and you will find the clip. It's like there's a bunch of copies on YouTube. Like they do not give a damn about this special.
No. Well, like usually like Netflix and Hulu are like where we usually go, and like if we really have a hard time finding something, we hit up like YouTube, and like 9 out of 10 times it's there. It might be in like 3-part installments, but it's there.
Yeah, we don't like having to go to YouTube, but we'll do it if we have to.
If it comes down to it.
Mm-hmm.
So looking ahead, should we do like something like seriousness-ish? More serious?
How serious?
I don't know. Well, because this is our last year for Halloween. So we did Roseanne, we did That 70s Show, we did the Slutty Pumpkin, a Michael Jackson video, and then a Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm-hmm.
We have a few. We also got a special request to do a movie called House, which I don't think I have found yet, but we can probably locate it. And then we got something that you've never seen before. I talked to you about the other day on Netflix on Facebook.
Oh yeah, that.
But should we do something before a movie?
Yeah, we should do something before a movie because the Burbs should be out by now, right?
Maybe.
In theory.
In theory. So we recorded the Burbs. It's like 3 hours long, and I feel like it's just easier to get through these like quicker ones, and then I'll throw the Burbs out there.
Yeah.
But if it's not, just in case the Burbs is not, it's coming. It's coming. But I don't know, I was thinking maybe like an hour long. Is there like an hour long Halloween-ish kind of, like, is there... Like,
I'm looking.
There's like a really scary episode of The X-Files. I don't know if you're into that.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one that didn't get aired initially on Fox but got aired later on FX? Is that the one
Yes,
you're
it's an
talking
episode
about?
called Home by the X-Files, and it's like very
Uh-huh.
spooky-ish. There's always that.
I've read about it. I'm not an X-Files fan, so I don't know much about it.
It's a standalone episode, so you don't have to like know the mythology of the.
Okay.
But is there, unless you come across something more like if there was like a Halloween episode of like Desperate Housewives or something.
There is. I don't know where Desperate Housewives is streaming though currently. I'm actually at the Wikipedia page that lists all the like Halloween special episodes and stuff.
I believe this is how you found the Grinch. So
yes, it is. It was the first thing from the 70s that I recognized. So, well, you want something not a sitcom. Lots of sitcoms have episodes.
But I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah. I'm just looking to see if there's anything non-sitcom-y that I recognize the title of and would know if I found the right thing. That's kind of the bigger. Oh gosh. All sitcoms.
Is there anything that's like really old? Maybe that's like 60s or 70s that had a even if it was a sitcom that had like a Halloween episode that we can find?
Bewitched for sure.
Yeah, let's do a Bewitched
Okay.
Halloween episode if we could find one.
There's some One Tree Hill episodes. There's the My So-Called Life Halloween.
I'm totally up for My So-Called Life Halloween because I know that episode.
Let's do My So-Called Life Halloween.
And I believe we can find that on Netflix.
Netflix or Hulu or something.
All right. So what's the name of the episode?
Halloween.
Just Halloween. Very simple. It's from like 1994. It stars Claire Danes and a podcast favorite,
Jared Leto.
So this is we're gonna break into. All right. So we've talked about Jared Leto on this podcast a million times. Although in this second season we haven't really mentioned him a lot, so we're gonna have to do a better job at it. Actually, I'm gonna wear my Jared Leto jacket when I do the My So-Called Life episode.
No.
What happened?
On Netflix, it's streaming only, or it's DVD only.
What about Hulu? It's got to be somewhere though. You can probably get it somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere. It has to be somewhere.
I'll find it for you. Are you really gonna find it like after the fact? We'll find a way.
Yeah, I'll probably find it later.
We'll find a way to do it. Even if we have to like pay $1 for it or something.
Yeah.
So join us next week when we do My So-Called Life's Halloween. I will wear my Jared Leto jacket, and Kat will dye her hair red, and we will play some Violent Femmes and dance around our bedrooms. So as always, until next time.
Bye!